a second. Okay, the Hangout is now live. Hello, Bob. We got 2 dislikes. It happened even before the show started, Bob. Don't worry about it. All right, so now this here is Juggalo Interviews. I am, gotta mute myself. We got 2 dislikes in it. Okay, that's when it comes up, and there's nothing I can do about it. All right, so I'm doing Juggalo Interviews. I'm Hunter Valentine, my business name. My name is Ken, Juggalo name Fast Food. Otherwise, I call myself Super Marijuanaeo. I'm here with DC Faygo Guy. We're going to do an interview. Do we have permission to do an interview with you, sir?
You do. I am DC Faygo Guy. What is up, y'all?
All right, so DC Faygo Guy, please tell us, as a Juggalo, the channels that you help run.
Okay. Originally, I started out 100% by myself as DC Faygo Guy, just reviewing CDs, and eventually I started to dip into the vlogging world. As I discovered Carnival Spirits, I started doing more videos, kind of like what they were putting out. About 6 months into my channel, they hit me up and said, hey, we would like to invite you to manage Carnival Spirits. So I joined up with them within 6 months of doing YouTube, and I've been doing that with them now since, I mean, this summer it'll be 3 years that I've been with Carnival Spirits. So I do content creation on Spirits of the Dark Carnival on Facebook. I'm an admin for the Ninjas in Action group that they have on Facebook, and I just recently, within the last month, am starting to dabble a little bit in the carnivalspirits.com website. So I've done my first official post on Monday, and so I'm starting to dip into doing the website as well.
Okay, do you agree that people should do what they like? Otherwise, if they don't like anymore, they should stop?
I 100%. Actually, my sister, she found out about me doing YouTube videos last summer, and she started asking me questions because she's a single mom. She was curious about doing YouTube videos, and I told her, I said, you can't do it expecting to make money. You can't do it expecting a certain outcome. You have to make it a passion. You have to make it fun, or else you will stop. And that is my advice that I've given to anyone. I've had a few people who found me on Facebook and they asked me the same question. How do I do my videos so well? Or how have I grown the fan base that I've got? I said, I just do me. The videos you do, you just have to do you. Do it for you. And, you know, kind of like with what like Tech9 says, you give what you know and people will follow.
Just like a field of dreams, build it and they will come.
Exactly.
Weird Al Yankovic, he made something a while back, and he made the comment, he goes, now I've done parody music and some people didn't like it. And there was an agreement, we can go ahead and do it, and they changed their mind. He said, well, if they don't want you to do it, release it for free.
Mm-hmm.
People will download it and they will come see you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so we're going to start off the questions, guys. Here we go. First question. Oh, well, no, I forgot one thing. Your poetry. Tell us how you got into writing your poetry that you like doing.
With poetry, my strongest subject in school was always writing. And so, you know, I just got to a point where I did just simple stuff. I mean, it's nothing extravagant. It's nothing that you'll expect to see like in a Hallmark card or anything, but it's just, you know, simple rhyming and everything like that. So I dabble in it a little bit and I do some writing, and it actually, I did a poem back before I joined Carnival Spirits. I did a poem about Carnival Spirits, about being visited by a Carnival Spirit. I posted it to their Facebook page, and I still to this day say that that's what got me the invite to Carnival Spirits, because it was 5 days later that I got hit up by Beastmaster. And that poem is the intro to the first Carnival Spirits Ninjas in Action mixtape that they put out. So,
well, see, the whole thing is you don't think yourself as a musician, but it's the words besides the music. So you writing the words,
mm-hmm.
If someone else takes it and puts it to music, it's a creation. Double creation.
Yep.
All right, guys. So we're going to ask them the first question here. When did you first hear about the Inner City Posse, or was it ICP considering your age?
It was ICP. The first time I ever heard of them, I was 9 years old. It was 97. We lived in Pleasant Grove, Utah, in these little townhouse apartment complexes. And my older sister and my oldest brother had become friends with a couple people who lived in the apartment across from us, across from the parking lot of where we lived, and they were into ICP. They knew of them, and they had a couple of their albums. And through hanging out with them, my sister and my brother got introduced and exposed to them, and that's it right there. 97, ICP entered my life. Now, hearing about actually Inner City Posse, I remember when I started listening to ICP, they made the mentions of Inner City Posse. So the actual group Inner City Posse, I didn't know about them until 2002, 2003, but I didn't know really what Inner City Posse was.
You heard about it and then started investigating it.
Right, right.
Okay. The second question, what was the first song you heard?
The first song I heard, jumping back to that same scenario, there was one night that we were all hanging out in the parking lot in 97, and they were listening to the Riddle Box, and they were listening. It's not so much, I couldn't tell you honestly what the first song I ever heard was, but when people have asked me this in the past, I just say Toy Box. But it was the skit at the end of Toy Box, the intro into Cemetery Girl, that I heard, because my sister and the one friend, they were joking around about that skit, and they kept going "fuck off" to each other. And so I walked up and I asked them, what is that? So that was the first of anything I'd ever heard from Insane Clown Posse, was the end of Toy Box.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, number 3. What was the first concert you went to?
First concert I went to was Hallowicked 2007. That was when I had my first full-time job. I was 19 at the time. So Hallowicked 2007. And we went balls to the wall. We went in the pit. Very first concert, very first ICP concert. So hell of a time.
Sweet, sweet. All right, guys, just to let you guys know, this is an interview with DC Faygo Guy. Okay, how did you choose your name, DC Faygo Guy? I forgot to ask that.
Okay, DC Faygo Guy, the whole concept behind it. It started off as just an email address. I wanted to make something new, and I made this back in 2005. We had just watched the Cable Guy movie with Jim Carrey like the night before. So I started thinking to myself, I was like, okay. So what if instead of a cable guy, I'm a Faygo guy? And I come knocking on your door and I say, Faygo Guy, I'm here to deliver Faygo.
Yes.
So simply I just threw DC on the front of it for Dark Carnival. I'm the Dark Carnival Faygo delivery guy, DC Faygo Guy.
Okay, nice. It makes sense. All right. Let's see, number 4. What was the first gathering you went to or you haven't been yet?
Have not been to it yet. This year's my first one. I have ordered 2 tickets. I told my fiance, I said, if we're only going to ever go to one, this one has to be it. So we have tickets for this year. It will be our first.
Okay. When did you consider yourself a juggalo, or did you just know you were?
Considering myself a juggalo, now, like I said, ICP entered my life in 97, but I myself didn't start listening to them until 2002. My sister fell in love with them. She had the love and the passion to let me marinate and be exposed to it, but I didn't start listening to it until 2002. Now, listening to it, they always reference and we're talking about juggalos in the music, but it never clicked that I'm the juggalo. I'm a fan of ICP. I never knew what to call it. When I first started listening to ICP, I repped ICP. Like I went to school, my folders all said ICP on it, ICP this, ICP that, 6 Joker cards. But it wasn't until 2007 that I read Behind the Paint and I realized that the juggalos are the fans. So I considered myself a juggalo in 2002, but I didn't know to call it a juggalo until 2007, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, it makes sense. I mean, myself, I always thought myself a little bit different, and I went through the same thing, and it's like, they're going, wait a minute. So everyone goes, when do you know when? I said, well, I've always been me, who I am. So right. I can't say that basically I've been a juggalo before a juggalo, but the word juggalo never appeared. So I guess I was a fat gigolo. So, belly's gigolo.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go here. Guys, questions will be at the end when we finish this, just to let you know. If you can, go ahead, hit your thing there, share it, let people know so they can come on in and check this out. How often do you paint your face, if any, that you have?
I have painted my face a total of maybe 3 or 4 times. I painted it in 2008 with my brother. We were just kind of, just being juggalos, hanging out. We were trying to come up with our own face paint schemes. That's kind of the thing to do. Or, a lot of juggalos do that. So we were just trying to come up with face paint schemes. So that was the first time I ever painted up. The first time I ever painted up going to a show was in 2011 for the American Psycho tour. I painted up just simply as the Dark Lotus face paint scheme. And then I've painted my face. So it's only been 3 times. The last time I painted my face was for Halloween of 2014. I did a video. And so for the sake of being Halloween and doing the video, I painted up again as the Dark Lotus face paint scheme because that's my favorite. And I did it with glow-in-the-dark face paint with a black light to make it glow. So I've only ever painted up 3 times. For me, I have glasses, and putting the face paint on, I have to have the glasses to see. So to throw glasses on with face paint, it killed it for me. It just kills it. So 3 times, and I probably will in the future, but who knows? Who knows?
Okay, let me see. Do you believe juggalos are family, aka fam, all juggalos?
I do not. I've encountered enough juggalos in real life that I can't just automatically say every single juggalo I meet is family. Now, the juggalos that I hit it off with great and have become my homies, that circle of homies that I would have, they would be considered my juggalo family. So right now, everybody on Carnival Spirits, Cali Green Too Fresh, Beastmaster, Don Chaos, Panic 17, New Zealand Juggalo Guy, I consider them my juggalo family. And there are other juggalos that I have through like Facebook that I would legitimately say, these guys are my family.
Okay, that makes sense. Everyone has their opinions, and it's all good. Okay, now to remind everyone, he has the right to say he takes the fifth. It doesn't mean he's going to drink. I was tempted to tell everyone, if you say take the fifth, you have a bottle with you and you have to take a sip. But I didn't do that.
Well, in that case, I would probably answer every single question because I'm not a big time drinker. So,
You know what's funny? It's amazing people that are always nice to you on these channels and stuff, then all of a sudden come in and start just trolling you for no reason.
yeah.
All right, so if a juggalo yells whoop whoop, do you have to yell whoop whoop back to them?
Nah. See, I'm not a big whoop whooper. The times that I whoop whoop are actually if somebody tells me something that excites me, and I'll just whoop whoop, something like that. When someone whoop whoops me in public, usually my reply back to them is, "Oh, what up, ninja?" or "Much clown love," something along those lines. That's usually my little juggalo greeting to another juggalo is "What up, ninja?" or "What up, juggalo?"
Exactly.
I'm not a huge whoop whooper. I've done it at concerts because you're in the atmosphere of other juggalos and it comes out. But I don't think it's required. No.
How do you feel about these people that when they type things and stuff or put things in a chat or something, they don't put whoop whoop. They put whoop whoop, whoop times 2. Is that being lazy or is that acceptable?
I guess it's acceptable. I could say yes, it's probably lazy, but Panic 17 on Carnival Spirits, he actually has an awesome one, I think. He ends his videos with whoop to the whoop. And I just thought that was so fresh because it's different. I've never heard anybody else do that. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's lazy, but teach their own,
Of course. Okay. Now, if you guys are wondering, I'm pretty much hold on a minute. Apparently my mods are not here. So I have to take care of it myself. Usually I have a bunch of them and I tell them, they just seem to have disappeared. All right. What is your favorite ICP album?
Favorite ICP album? That's tough because the very first song to get my attention because, you know, once again, ICP was in my life since 97.
Hmm.
But I was a kid. I wasn't, you know, I could sit here in front and be like, yeah, I've been down since 97. It's been in my life since 97, but I wasn't into it. I wasn't an outcast when it first came into my life. In 2002, I was an outcast. I was in my sister's room. I was playing Pokemon on my Game Boy, and Pass Me By came on, and it got my attention. So I've opted out and always said that Great Milenko is my favorite album because that has Passed Me By, and that was the song that got my attention. But it's right up there. Riddlebox and Great Milenko are right up there together as my favorite.
Okay, good answer. Okay, does a juggalo have to own a bunch of juggalo gear to be a juggalo?
Absolutely not. In the beginning, that's all we ever had was burnt copies of Riddlebox, Great Milenko, Ringmaster, Amazing Jekyll Brothers, and The Wraith. So to actually own it, I mean, yeah, if you're to a point where you have the resources, I think you should support it if you love it that much, but it's not a requirement by no means at all.
Okay, now, do you think that it's right for people to illegally download someone else's music? But yet, if they do, is it okay because they bought the CD afterwards because they liked it? You know what I'm saying? Touch and go here.
Yeah, that's funny because a little over a year ago now, Cali Green Too Fresh actually made a video about this, and I responded to it. I'm okay with somebody downloading music, but if you like what you are downloading, then you need to support it. I'm okay with downloading it to see if you like it, because when Young Wicked Slaughter came out, I listened to it on YouTube before I bought it. So I'm okay with doing that, but if you like it, then buy it. Support them.
Support the artist, correct?
Exactly. Support them. Because they're not going to be able to keep making music if nobody's buying it. If you're downloading all the shit, how are they making their money to put that back into more music?
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I'm not going to say I haven't done it. Okay, I've jumped it on the a couple of albums because when I was working and got very sick the first time, I had to leave all my stuff in my security trailer. When I came back, all my albums. Remember that big, huge leather jacket they had?
Mm-hmm.
Had the okay, it's like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Okay, I had it. It was in everything was gone when I came back to my trailer.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So everything I had when I started, all is just gone.
That would be so heartbreaking.
Okay, it was, believe me. But the whole thing is I'm waiting for the jacket because the jacket basically has my name engraved into the sleeve. It says fast food on it.
Okay.
That was my Juggalo name. Okay. What is the craziest thing you've seen at an ICP concert? Now you heard what happened for
With CPN?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, his was fucking crazy. Mine, I haven't really seen anything super crazy. Now at this last show that I went to, me and Megs, my fiance, we went to the Rassle Rap charity tour. They stopped in Kokomo, Indiana, which is a stone's throw away from where I live.
Okay.
And basically a small club. And there was a corner of an area off to the side of the stage where we were. And there was this kid in this back area behind us just pacing. Like, I don't know if he was having a mental breakdown, if he was tripping on some heavy drugs or what, but he just kept pacing. And Megan was standing behind me, and she kept tapping me, you know, and she just pointed him out. She's like, what's his problem? I said, I don't know. So I just moved her in front of me in case he was like having a breakdown and was going to go crazy and try to kill somebody. I could be that barrier, but that's probably the craziest thing I've had that I've seen happen. So
It's an honest answer. Now, remember, people, all questions will be answered at the end. If you want to tell me go kill myself, you know, or something like that, I'll even answer your questions. But I cannot do it at this time. All right. So,
trying to be professional right now.
what is your favorite Faygo?
As of right now,
It can also be ones that have been discontinued.
well, every flavor that I've ever claimed as my favorite is still in continuation. But I'm a weird person. As in my life, I've had multiple favorite colors, and the same has applied to Faygo, because at one point in time, it was peach. At one point in time, it was grape. At another point in time, I said I really love black cherry. Recently, I'm saying I love cotton candy, but I'm kind of straying away from cotton candy now because it's pretty damn sweet stuff. So as of right now, I'll probably stick with cotton candy because it is really good.
Have you had the candy apple?
I've had the candy apple. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care for it too much. It hurt. I don't know. It hurt the shit out of my teeth. So
Well, because there's too much sugar in it. Some person sent me 2 bottles, and that should have lasted me, but I couldn't help myself. I just downed it. My favorite, like I tell everyone, was the diet chocolate cream pie.
God, that just sounds so good.
It tasted good, and I enjoyed it. But like I said, they discontinued. Now I can only get the small bottles.
Oh, yeah, that's shitty.
And they want an arm and a leg for them. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Plus, anything shipped to me, those 2 bottles cost $30 to ship it, and the bottles didn't cost that much. So the person either really wanted me to kill myself from the sugar, or was an actual fan that wanted me to have it. And I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. That shipping is crazy. Because when cotton candy first came out, you couldn't find it nowhere. And I contemplated ordering it the same way with Moon Miss Blue because you couldn't find it. I recently found it at a gas station, thankfully. But even now, I go to a gas station to pick up a 24-ounce bottle that at my work, I can get the same stuff, just not the same flavor, for 81 cents. I'm now paying over $1 for it. So.
Okay. What is your best experience as a juggalo?
Best experience as a juggalo.
Like meeting your wife as a juggalo, or a child was born at when you were a juggalo, or a party you went to, or meeting ICP, or meeting Twisted.
I'm gonna say doing the YouTube videos has been a great experience as a juggalo, because when I started doing it, I was just simply inspired to share moments I would have with myself. I would just pull my CDs out of my CD tower and I would just go through them. And at that time, I was watching Psychopathic Reviews. I thought, hey, let's give it a try. Here I am 3 years later, and I'm pushing close to 1,000 subscribers. And I never imagined it would get like this. I never imagined that I would be having this following and still doing these videos that I love and enjoy. So being a part of the online Juggalo YouTube community is a great experience for me right now because I'm making great friends that, like I said, I consider my Juggalo family.
I can't blame you. Now, I don't know if you game or not, but this question was asked by a lot of Juggalo gamers. PC gaming or console gaming? And if it's console, which one? Xbox or PS4 or Wii?
Okay. No, I'm not a big gamer, but to answer the question, I will say console because I've not. The only games I played on PC is Minecraft and Chex Quest from way back in the day. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was like a free giveaway in Chex, I believe. Just a little CD-ROM. It had like maybe 5 or 6 levels on it. Those are the only games I've played on PC. So I'd say console. Now, to divide it up, for some reason, I was one of those fuck Xbox kind of people. I suppose they have their perks. I've always been more favorable to PlayStation. But right now, since I don't do much gaming, the only gaming I do is actually on the Nintendo Wii. And it's not even the Wii U. It's the Nintendo Wii.
You said doo-doo. Okay, I can't help that. Okay, yeah. Now, I'm going to answer this. Someone said, dank mean time machine. I'm going to ask this. He said, ask him if he has a signature pattern that he does, and why did you make it? What was your favorite pattern you made that you will continue doing if you could, and why did you make it?
As far as face paint goes?
Yes, face paint. This was like dank mean time machine.
The face paint scheme I go with is Dark Lotus because I love Dark Lotus. And I'm going to be honest, you don't see, when I go to a concert, I don't see a whole lot of Dark Lotus face paint. You see Jay or Shags or Twisted or their own creations. I don't see too many Dark Lotus face paint schemes going on. So that's the one I pretty much stick to. To add my own little twist, I pretty much, if I'm going to do it from now on, I will do regular face paint on, and then over the white, I want to get glow in the dark face paint, so that, you know, most venues have some kind of black light. If not, you know, it gets dark. So hopefully there's enough light to make that glow. Because I just think when I think of Dark Lotus or a Dark Lotus monk, that face just seems like it needs to be glowing. So that's my own twist onto the Dark Lotus face paint scheme.
Sweet. Okay, what was the first piece of Juggalo gear you bought, and where did you buy it?
The first piece I bought was back in 2005. We had just moved back from New Zealand and got a little part-time job working in a haunted corn maze. My brother had ordered 3 shirts off Hatchet Gear, and I wanted a poster. So I told him, I said, order the poster as well, and I'll pay you back. So it was an Amazing Jekyll Brothers. It was actually Jack Jekyll poster, blacklight poster. It was the very first lick of any kind of merchandise that I purchased.
Okay, here we go. The next one was, what is your favorite song, very favorite song of all Juggalo music? That can be twisted, it could be hoodoo, it could be, you know what I mean? But what is your favorite?
When asked that question, I've always said, pass me by.
Okay. What does it
But
mean?
for the sake, since I've already said that, since I've already quoted, pass me by,
But some of these questions, you know, they kind of jump around, because this also asks, what do you feel the meaning of the song means?
pass me by is, it's not letting go of the fear of death. And actually, through listening to that song, I don't fear death. I don't fear, like, I don't think about death and think, oh my God, is there an afterlife? Oh my God, I don't want to die. That song helped me learn that I believe in an afterlife. I do believe in an afterlife. That song helped teach me you don't have to be afraid of death, because look how fucked up the world can be. More than likely, we're going to a better place when we die. So that's, to me, what Pass Me By is saying. And that, you know, that was the song that got me into ICP. So that has to be the favorite. That
Okay.
piano
Now,
playing got me.
You brought it in about the afterlife. Okay. This comes in now because I have an option here. You want to just take the fifth on it already? Because it's going to
No. Ask away. Ask away. Okay. We're going for it.
Basically, what it is you believe in an afterlife, correct?
Okay. Yep, I do.
Okay. My question to you is, do you believe that this is the hell on earth and you're earning your way to heaven?
No, but I believe that hell, I believe hell is when you have, do you believe in haunted houses, and do you believe in ghosts like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to me, the ghosts that are trapped on earth, haunting places, that is hell. Hell is because these are trapped soul. Your soul becomes trapped on earth. You're unable to pass on to the afterlife. That to me is hell, being trapped.
Okay. Hold on right here. I'm sorry, somebody messaged me and I had to take care of it real quick. It's a chance of me making money as Super Marijuanaeo, going to smoke with people at a weed shop, and they pay me for it.
Nice.
Okay, now here's the question here. Do you believe to be a juggalo, you have to smoke weed?
No, because I don't smoke weed.
Okay.
And kind of, I have watched your interview with CPN, and he pointed out that more or less if weed has a negative effect on you, we'll just call it an allergy. Okay. I had a very bad experience with weed, and I have never been able to come back from that. It was not the first time. It was like the third time I had ever smoked. I was with my cousin and his foster dad. We were going to go cut some wood. We got in the van, and he packed a bowl. Now, the kind of pipe he had, we were each able, there was 3 of us, we were able to get about 4 hits out of a bowl. So we sat in my grandma's parking lot, or her driveway, and we smoked this bowl, and then we left. We get into the country. He stops at a stop sign, and he packs another bowl, and we all each take our 4 hits.
Okay.
We get to the destination of where we're cutting wood. He goes in, he talks to his brother, he comes back out, and he starts to explain to us, you know, what we're going to be doing. He packs a bowl. We each take our we each take our 4 hits. Then we get in, he starts the van up. We go back into the woods where we're going to cut. And before we get out and get started, he packs another bowl, and we all take our 4 hits. So by this time, my 3rd time smoking, I had had 12 hits of some pretty good stuff, and I was high off my ass. Okay. Now we're splitting wood. We're cutting and splitting wood. My heart's thumping against my chest, and my cousin will never let me live this down. I walk over to him. I look right at him as serious can be, and I say, I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to die. And then I walk away. I laid in the back of that van for like 6 hours, believing I was dying. And ever since then, I've never been able to come back. The second that I even start to feel the effects of weed, I'm focused. I feel my heart beating against my chest, and I'm freaking out. And I start having panic attacks. So I've just never been able to smoke it.
Oh, I understand. Now, okay, I'm going to answer a question here. Mr. Rasmus, or Ramus, what do you want to call yourself? If you want to put a video up of me using something me recorded, next time just ask me first. It's called being polite. That's the problem I had, okay? Otherwise, I have no problem with you. Okay. This is the one people hated. Which artist from Psychopathic Records on the label should not be there?
So you're saying currently on the label?
Well, I would say, yeah. To me, it was Big Hoodoo. He wasn't ready. They didn't do enough for him. Your church. Go ahead, sir.
You got me wanting to respond to that real quick.
You can. It's an interview.
Okay. With the Big Hoodoo thing, when I watched CPN's video and you said that, I was right there with you. The timing was terrible because Twisted had just left. There was a huge void. So every Juggalo and their mama quickly jumped to like, oh, so Big Hoodoo is Twisted's replacement. Automatically, they compared him to Twisted, and that wasn't fair.
Yeah, I didn't do that myself. I just thought that his style and everything else needed to be more intense. That was me.
Yeah, I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying from others that I observed. Yeah, from others that I observed, you know, there was a comparison right away. And I saw a lot of people say that this is supposed to be Twisted's replacement. And, you know, when they first were announcing him, they said it was 2 years in the making. So I feel like I'm with you. They should have, you know, gone ahead and put him back on the back burner and let him kind of build his character a little more, create a bigger enigma for it. I love the Crystal Skull album, but I'm with you. Timing was terrible. So for me, I don't even know if he's technically still on the label. I've heard mixed reviews that he is, he isn't, that he is not putting out his album. But I personally feel like Vanilla Ice has no place at all on Psychopathic Records. His celebrity status, he's more known now for reality TV. So when they said Vanilla Ice was signing with Psychopathic Records and putting out an album, I said, why?
Well, isn't most of this stuff a DJ stuff? Like, you know who I mean?
Yeah, that's what I just don't think it's a fit at all.
Ice. Okay. No, I can understand that. Yeah. All right. Number 20, your question. Top 5 videos of music Juggalo-wise. Anyways, your top 5 videos Juggalo-wise.
Top 5 music videos Juggalo-wise.
It can be, you know, Let's Go All the Way. It could be Fuck the World. By the way, thank you, YouTube, for taking down my video saying me dropping my pants, putting my dick in the hole in the ground, and fucking the world does not count, and it shouldn't be done. They took my video down. I want to say fuck you. Okay, go ahead.
For me, music videos that have very little to do with a song just drives me nuts. So the videos that do really well with what the song's about, I absolutely love. Falling Apart was amazing. Fawn's Pond, I love. It's All Over was great. Twisted's Ha 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 Ha. I call it Laughing Like a Lunatic. Just kind of, that sounds better to me. That music video was awesome, especially the way it ended. The Tower was a great video. Let's Go All the Way was an amazing video. So to pick some favorites, I would say Falling Apart, It's All Over.
You just said them. You just said all 5 of them in a row.
Okay.
So you don't need to repeat yourself.
That'll work for me
You're
then.
good, sir. You're good. Okay, if you were a juggalo, okay, which you are, because apparently I have an interview with a sideshow, someone that likes to hang with juggalos. Okay, if you were a juggalo and your wife is a let, do you force your lifestyle upon your sibling, your child?
We've actually, Megs and I have talked about this. At this point in time, we don't want to have kids, but it's opening up to a possibility. And we've always said that we would never force it on them. Megs actually says she hates the baby gear that they sell because she feels like that is forcing it on your kids. I wouldn't force it on them. They would have the exposure that I had when I was a kid because I went a good 5 years of having ICP all around me, and it took me being in the room listening to the song and then clicking with it to have the love and passion I have. If you force it on your kids, who's not to say in 5 years time of them being a juggalo that they're just 180 degrees back the other way of fuck ICP? To me, forcing it on them, they're not actually they're not discovering it for themselves. They're doing it for you. And
Yes.
that, to me, that would
be like dad. They want to be like mom.
right. I think you can expose them to it, but don't force it on them. Don't say you will listen to this, not that, because that's fucked up.
Okay. Now, to inform everyone here, when he said fuck ICP, it has nothing to do with it. He's just making a statement the kid could say later on because he thinks he's forced to do it because he was actually just being like dad.
Right.
Okay, so he doesn't mean to say that. If he wants to say that, I guarantee this man on his channel would have made a video straight up saying that. Just want to make that statement. People take it out of context.
Oh yeah, they'll crop that shit out. DC Faygo Guy said fuck ICP. No. Love ICP.
Okay. Now, you remember Maury Povich?
I'm going to say no. I don't know who that is.
Okay. It's an interview show guy. Do juggalos eat their babies? This was a thing made on Maury Povich. Juggalos eat their babies.
I mean,
it had to do with eating the placenta. Most people have done that. So you can answer yes or no. Do juggalos eat their babies?
I don't. I know plenty of people that don't. I'm sure there are sick, fucked up, twisted individuals out there who may, and they may just happen to like ICP. That's irrelevant. But no, juggalos, no. They don't.
Okay. Who are you voting for in the election? If you could say just take the fifth, and that'll be it.
I'm actually.
We'll get hate.
And this isn't me taking the fifth. This is me telling you exactly how it is because my Megs is a political person. She believes that we are given the right to vote, so we should. And I've told her I'm not a voter. I could give two shits less what goes on in politics because in my eyes, they're going to tell you what they want to tell you to get in the office, and they could do a 180 of everything they said they were going to do. So I just don't fuck around with it. So I'm not voting for anybody at all.
Okay. What do you think about the Killjoy Club?
I love the Killjoy Club. It took a minute to get into them. I actually bought Reindeer Games on a gamble because I had listened to the Panic Mode song that they released on that Psychopathic 7. I think it was the Psychopathic Radio 17 single D sample or whatever it was that they gave away at the gathering of 2014. I listened to Panic Mode. I liked what I heard. I bought Reindeer Games on a gamble. I listened to it. Some songs hit right away, some didn't, because I'm not a big Mafia 6 fan. But the more I listened to it, the more I liked it because their chemistry somehow worked out real well, and that's what made that album really great. So I love Killjoy Club. But one thing I will say about Killjoy Club, and I actually was going to do a video about this, so I may end up trying to clip this out and release it on my channel if you're okay with it. But for me, the Killjoy Club, I feel like could have had Twisted in it, because when you look back to Just Another Crazy Click, from Forgotten Freshness Volume 3. I mean, it was actually released on 3-6 Mafia's album, but they put it on Forgotten Freshness Volume 3. That was ICP, 3-6 Mafia, and Twisted. Every time ICP's rubbed elbows with 3-6 Mafia, Twisted was in the mix, because then they did I Shot a Hater on the DJ Clay mixtape Volume 4, or the Let 'Em Bleed mixtape Volume 4. It had Twisted in it again. So I feel like every time that they've done work with 3-6 Mafia, Twisted was in the fold. So I feel like that would have been that would have been cool to have Twisted in the Killjoy Club. And maybe now with the loss of Koopsta, maybe they could add more members. I don't know. Maybe out of respect they won't. But I feel like Killjoy Club would have been doper if it had Twisted. It's already a dope release. I love it a lot. But I do feel like Twisted could be in it. I feel like Twisted could make a good fit.
Do you own the mask with the smiley face?
I want the mask with the smiley face. I have a knit hat that Meg's made for me for my birthday last year.
Okay.
And I have a sticker. That's it. I actually want to get a t-shirt, but they don't have them. I would love to get the mask.
Okay. You hear the echo? Somehow I got it muted. Hold on. I'm still muted. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's back to normal. You still there?
I'm here.
Okay. When Jay announced that Sugar Slam him are not together, okay, he just passed that information out, period. Do you think people wanting to know more and trying to pump them to find out more is being too nosy? Should these people just mind their own business, or should they have not even announced it unless there was a divorce?
I'm with CPN on the reasoning why they should have said something, because everybody knows they were married, and if they saw Jay with another woman, they would immediately start the rumors of is Jay having an affair. So I think in that aspect, yes, it was good to let Juggalos know that that's what's going on, and I think Juggalo should leave it right at that.
Yeah, but Jay can never keep his dick in his pants.
Yeah, exactly. And he's already put it in a Hatchet Herald that he's had a date. So I think Juggalo should leave it at that.
Okay. If you were a Juggalo wrestler, what would your name be and what would your finishing move be?
I knew you were going to ask this, and I put
it's part of it.
I am not a fan of wrestling at all. I watched it for a small grip when I lived in New Zealand. If I was a wrestler, if I was a Juggalo wrestler, I would probably be DC Faygo Guy, and I would probably come out in this same getup. And my finishing move, maybe I would have like a sidekick or whatever that would come out with me. And when I go to do my signature move, maybe he passes me a 24-ounce bottle of Faygo. I twist the cap off, I take a drink, I spit it in their face. He throws up a 12-pack of Faygo, and I DDT him into the 12-pack. And we'll call it the Faygo delivery.
Well, I was going to give you the option since you said you were not. I was going to say referee or manager. But since you said that, see, myself, what I wanted to do a long while back, even though I did Darling Coral Pink and it didn't work out for wrestling, and I ended up being a no-namer. But in Mexico, I was known as Juan Ton instead of One Ton. And they think I hate my Mexican heritage, but that's beside the point. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to come out big fat guy with 3 midgets. And I wanted 1 female and 1 white one and a black one. And the finishing move would have been the fart machine. Basically, I jump on his stomach, basically landing downward, and all 3 midgets come around the face and just fart in his face.
That would be awesome.
But that's what I wanted. But you can't do it because they control everything.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the stupidest thing you have done as a Juggalo?
Stupidest thing that I did as a Juggalo.
Yes.
Me and my brother had this tendency, because it was just me and him after my sister fell out of it, because she had kids and was married. She grew out of it. So it was just me and him. We didn't have a lot of Juggalos that we knew. So anytime we were in public, Walmart, didn't matter where we were, if we spotted a Juggalo, like they walk this way and we're going this way, we would go out of our way to make sure that we cross paths with these Juggalos just to give them a shout out like, "What up, ninja?"
Yeah.
to me, that I look back on that now, it's like, dude, we were fucking hound dogging juggalos. That's so fucking stupid.
Well, actually, you weren't really. You just wanted to meet new juggalos.
Okay, I'll go for that. But you know,
Because
looking
my
back on it, I
area,
feel like I was an idiot. So
there were, to me, there all the juggalos now are too young in my area. So me being 53 and you got 15, I'm not going to hang with young juggalos like that. Taken the wrong way.
yeah,
Okay, big money hustlers or big money rustlers?
Big Money Hustlers.
And
Big
why?
Money Rustlers was funny, but I feel like there were certain aspects of certain scenes that they tried to recreate that just they missed. The one part in Rustlers that made me laugh my ass off was when Shaggy or Sugar Wolf, I'm sorry, Sugar Wolf is churning the butter. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rub it on your lips. That had me rolling so hard. But other than that, Rustlers was good, but there was too much of a trying to recreate it, I think. Which I mean, it was funny, but Hustlers for me turned out as a funnier movie.
Okay, now this question here is a tricky question because somebody had told me something on this, and I'll finish it when I finish the question for you. Can you be a juggalo if you don't like ICP?
Absolutely not.
Okay, now this is what I was told. Okay, by them. When they got into being a juggalo, Twisted was already left ICP. They dressed like that because of Twisted.
Hmm.
So they said, "Who's ICP?" So I'm going, but see, I understand it now. So I understand your thing, so it's no problem. So
Okay.
I told people I would say this because our age differences between people. It's like I could sit there and say, "Oh, I remember this," and what the hell's he talking about? Well, the newer ones are not going to understand.
Okay.
Okay. Would you ever stop being a juggalo?
I very seriously doubt that's ever gonna happen. My brother is actually back in town. He's actually staying with me. He kind of fell out of it for a minute, and he told me the reason why is because he was surrounded by people that didn't like it. Juggalos, like what we were just talking about, that basically are saying ICP sucks these days. So he was having a hard time getting into it. I don't see myself ever getting to that point because the emotional connection I've made with ICP is it's in my brain, and I don't foresee it ever leaving. But who knows? Time will tell. I don't see it happening. I can say right now, 100%, 50 years in the future, I'm still going to be repping a hatchet. I'm still going to be listening to all the ICP that was ever put out.
Till dead in the ground.
Still dead in the ground.
My hatchet will not pass away. I will pass it on. The one person I met in the video from way back,
Mhm.
Possible Juggalo, the black guy,
Mhm.
that he's actually a Juggalo now. But he's in Arizona. So I turned him on to that. So to me, my hatchet, when I pass away, is already passed on.
That's
I
dope.
introduce people.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see the Juggalo community as music, say, in 5 years or 10 years?
In 5 years, still going strong. In 10 years, still going strong. I mean, if you look at the rate that they're releasing albums, the next Joker's card, if they do it the way they've been doing it, because you have 3 years between Bang Pow Boom and Mighty Death Pop, and you have 3 years between Mighty Death Pop and The Missing Link. If they keep going in that 3 year pattern, you're looking at 10 years. They're just now going to be finishing the second set of Joker cards, and who knows where they're going to go from there. Who knows? They may pull a wild card and say, hey, we're going to do a third set of Joker cards. It's not going away anytime soon. Psychopathic Records is strong.
What's going to happen if Jay passes away or Shaggy? What will happen to ICP in your opinion?
In my opinion, if Jay passes away, I see it kind of coming to a stop, because you can tell that Violent J is kind of the main man behind it. You can just tell. If Shaggy passed away, I don't know if Jay would go solo or not. I really don't. But God, that's a fucking hard question to ask.
Somebody actually came up with me and came in, believe it or not, I did a hangout for haters. 3 of them showed up. He said, I got a question. What are you guys going to do when one of your favorite ICP guys dies? I said, you know what? That's a good question. So
I'm gonna keep listening to the music. As far as what they will do, I don't know. I don't even want to think about that right now. I know it's coming. Violent J and Shaggy are in their mid 40s now. Easily, they've got their whole life still ahead of them.
oh, yeah. I mean, I'm 53, going to be 54, and I'm fat as hell. Okay, I'm still here. I'm still alive and kicking. So, and those guys are stubborn as hell.
Oh yeah. So I can't project what will happen as far as them. What will happen as far as me, my love for it would still be just as strong. I would probably listen to it just as much. I would be sad, especially if it happened mid, release of the Joker cards. Like if there's 2 more Joker cards to come out and something happened, that would forever be saddening. It would be forever saddening no matter what the case. But still, for me, I would just keep listening to the ones that they've already put out. It's just like they said, the wicked clowns will never die. All you got to do is hit play.
Exactly. All right. I know the reason for this, but why do you think people are scared of juggalos?
Because they don't understand it. I've actually recently, within the last month, I've had a couple people start fucking with me at work. One kid just walked straight up to me. I had a Hatchet Man beanie cap on, and he just walked up and he's just like, gay. It started blowing me shit. And after he actually started talking to me and he realized I listened to more than just ICP, he backed way off. And then the other guy, he claims that he used to be a juggalo. I'm not going to say he wasn't or whatever, but he's constantly blowing me shit. And I looked right at him and I said, let me ask you something. If you used to be a juggalo, if you really used to love this music, then why are you always fucking with me? Don't you know what it's like to be fucked with about this? And he said, yeah. But I think the biggest reason people don't like juggalos is they just don't get it. They don't see it for what it is. It's a fandom. It's no different than sports fans. Look how hardcore sports fans are.
Or the Grateful Dead.
Or the Grateful Dead.
People that follow. My reason I think it is people are afraid of clowns, period. 10% of society are afraid. Anyone that paints their face, they can't see the real person. It's like pulling a mask over their face, and people are afraid of the unknown.
Very true. Absolutely.
Okay, the last question before we'll answer questions in chat, if there is any. How do magnets work?
I
or can you tell us what the meaning of it means?
I like CPN's answer. His was very thought out.
Don't forget, it doesn't have to be a thought out question. It's like basically, we'll even put it to the point. What does the song Miracles mean to you?
What does the song Miracles mean? I'm glad you asked that because I was wanting to actually touch into that. I just did a hangout with Carnival Spirits a couple weeks ago, and I brought it to their attention because I had a Miracles moment. About 2 months ago, it had snowed, and I was taking the trash out, and I came walking back towards my back door, and I just listened as my foot crunched on the snow. Now, when I was 5 or 6 years old, for some reason, that sound of snow crunching under my foot just amazed me. I was so fascinated by it, and I don't even know why. And even now, I still couldn't tell you why was that so fascinating to me. But I took that minute as an adult now just to listen to it and really appreciate the fact that I used to appreciate it as a kid. And to me, Miracles, as much as it's joked upon, what they were trying to say was when you're a kid, life is so amazing. Everything is so magical. So when Violent J is saying magic everywhere in this bitch, he's not saying like mythical whatever. When a magician pulls up a magic trick on you, it's because you don't get how he did the trick. Once they expose to you how they do the trick, it's no longer magic. It's just a trick.
You're not amazed. You don't know how to do it. You want to know.
Exactly. And I'm okay with scientists out there who want to know how things work, but that song is just basically saying, take a minute to appreciate what is amazing out there. Obviously, we get it, how magnets work now, but as a kid, it was amazing. It was magic.
Exactly. All right, guys. Now, we're going to answer any questions you have. If anyone's out in the chat, you want to ask some questions, please be my guest and type it in there. So I haven't seen anything since then. So we'll wait here. Okay, apparently there's not going to be, but apparently we do have people watching still. Okay, now I do want to say thank you, DC Faygo Guy, for coming. I do appreciate it. Much more love to you. Oh, wait, hold on. Someone just came up. Just Spices came up and just said whoop whoop. David says I do have one question. Go ahead, David.
Ask away.
Tell us who it's directed at, too. And no, I don't date guys.
Me neither.
Okay, now I know David. He has a slow computer, so give him a second here.
That's perfectly fine. Been there, done that.
Let's see. For people who drop the hatchet, do you either wait? For people who drop the hatchet, do either of you feel they even had the hatchet? This is both of us.
Yes, and I say that because, as I stated, my sister was all about ICP when she was into it. And I've told her a couple of times that I thank her for being into it long enough for me to. When she fell in love with it, she surrounded me with it to where I was able to marinate that love and passion that she had, so that when I started listening, I just soaked all that love and passion she had for it and made it my own. So I would say yes. It's very likely that even after they've walked away from it, that they had it at one point, because my sister is that person. She doesn't listen to it anymore. I mean, okay, I'll tell the truth. I've gotten her to listen to some of Found, because I told her, I said, you're gonna love this, and made her listen to all the positive tracks that they put out. But she's just not into it anymore. She's got kids, she's married, and she just looked at it as that was something I was into as a kid. Well, as a teenager. So when she was into it, fuck yeah, dude, she had the hatchet. She loved it. She was all about it, dude. Every time it even came up, she got excited, and I saw it. So I told her this. I said, I just took your passion and love away from you, and I made it my own. So
there you go. Okay, guys, any more questions you want to ask here while we're here? DC Faygo Guy's here. I'm here. Any questions, please do. Whoop, whoop to the people in the chat. This is DC Faygo Guy. I'm Super Marijuanaeo, Hunter Valentine of the Juggalo Vlogs. Hunter, hold on. What are you going to do with that second can of Strummings? Actually, the second can of Strummings, we're going to let it expire. And then we're going to try to eat it.
Oh, shit.
Nazar says, hey, DC Faygo Guy, do you think Juggalos will someday be accepted in society in the future, forever hated?
Maybe, because you look at history and you look at rock when it first came out, it was shunned. When you look at gangster rap when it first came out, people frowned upon it. Who knows? Maybe they'll finally realize that Juggalos aren't all what they think. So I think so, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to find out.
Exactly. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions at all? We can do this now. Don't forget, guys, give us a thumbs up to prove my point. One of the haters, before we even started, we already had 2 thumbs down. Just to let you know. All right. So this one goes to both again. Do you feel like, okay, I think it's it's the most part popular reason for repping the hatchet. Why do you think most people rep the hatchet?
Most people probably rep the hatchet because they fall in love with it, and when you love something, you want to declare that love to the world.
Like that?
Exactly. Mine looks like shit, but I'll go ahead and throw it up too.
Okay, wait, hold on. He meant drop, really? Dropping the hat. Okay, he says, what goes both of you? What do you feel the most popular reason for dropping the hatchet? I already know what it is. Getting a job or getting married and don't want your kids messed with. That's the most things I've heard.
I would say getting married and having kids, starting a family. And you can see that with ICP. People always say that ICP is not wicked like they used to be. And I've even heard CPN say that. But you got to think about it. in the 90s when they did the first 6, they were young and they were mad at the world. Since then, they've had kids. They've had relationships. Jay was married. They're not as angry as they used to be. Do you want them to just do a record faking it 100%? Not me.
I just thought of something. When Jay goes through his divorce, I can't wait to hear the anger come out in his music. I really can't. Don't get me wrong. Okay, Spice the Clown, he's a European juggalo.
Uh-huh.
Hatchet means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For me, I feel it's part of who I am, and I am, so I don't think I would ever drop the hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
What does a hatchet mean to you?
The hatchet to me is a love for music that has taught me things and is something I'm passionate about. The hatchet is a love for a specific type of music.
There you go, guys. Any more questions for DC Faygo Guy? Now, the link for his channel, I do believe I put down below. Okay, he's also Carnival Spirits. You guys should check him out. He does great stuff on his channel. I watch it. And I hate YouTube because YouTube has unsubscribed a lot of people from their channels. And they said, oh, no, we haven't. Well, I don't unsubscribe to YouTubers that are juggalos. I do not. I don't care if they don't even put anything up. So YouTube, okay. So anyway, let me go ahead and finish this up here, guys. I'm Hunter Valentine of the Juggalo Vlogs. That's DC Faygo, guys. This is Juggalo Interviews. The next one will be with Juggalo Care Bear, Nappy Jay's wife. She is Alette, so we'll put it that way. So remember, guys, believe in something. Without belief, there's nothing. It can be music, religion, whatever it is. But don't force your beliefs upon other people. And remember to vote marijuana. It might not be for you, but it could help a family member or other people down the line. It could save their life. So you guys take care. Peace. I'm out of here. And if you want to be included in this, hit me up. I'm out.